Welcome to another episode of Pulse of Polynesia. My name is Leasofiloyalihi, coming to you live from the great state of Texas. Tonight, we want to first acknowledge our brother Arlington, also known as Chief Tasi Ayafe. He will not be joining us, but stepping in tonight, we got our brother Kalani, also from Texas, representing Northside. We got some very special guests lined up ahead. Some episodes will be live, some pre-recorded, all depending on our guest schedules and what works best for their families. But tonight, let's shift the spotlight back to where it belongs. Our guest is no ordinary man. His journey has been one of struggles, faith, and triumph. The word reminds us in 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 10. And after you have suffered a little while, the God of all grace will himself restore, confirm, strengthen, and establish you. Or as Romans 5, 3-4 declares, we glory in our sufferings because we know that suffering produces perseverance, character, and character, hope. And hope is exactly what this brother carries into his music. From the depths of hardship to the mic, he has climbed out, stood strong, and is now ready to share his gift with the world. His lyrics reflect not only his story, but the story of our people, resilience, identity, and power. So family, lean in, tune up the volume, and get ready to meet and hear from a new Polynesian voice through music. He's also known as Ra2musik, Iosiaratulala Fautasi. Welcome.
Hey, malo.
Malo say for
sacrifice you made for me was to pay the fee. What up, my peeps? I got a testimony. I pray for keeps when it gets lonely. Even if it ain't a good day, God is great every day. Yup, he deserves all the glory. Every load, every pain, all the struggles and the stress, all the sins you confess, all the hurt and the mess. He'll get you through the rest. You just gotta keep the faith alive, my so stay blessed. I lava fica mafanya ka kusalava pe mamafa apa ile kama orso ifuanga ye umalunga lalo aolo gola ni ke kaunga or sili ese oye ole mana ole ngaka anga maile amakanga.
Dude, I probably said it wrong. Pronounce your name for me.
Iosiaratulala. Yeah, Iosiaratulala. Okay. Oh, I'm currently in St. George, Utah. That's where we're living at right now. That's where Ra2musik is based out of.
I was actually listening to the 684 Chillin song, Uso, and man, that's a hit right there. I haven't heard it before, and then now I was like, you know what? Finally get to meet the two-stepper, the 84, this rapper, and then that was pretty cool. 84 rapper, yeah. And then Talofa, and it's good to see you up here in Pulse of Polynesia. Malo Nova Soy For Once again, sorry. I'm Kalani Barber. I'm actually over here in Bedford, Texas, coming to you live over here from Bedford, Texas. So I guess we'll get into it.
Yes.
Well, before we get into it, I just want to say thank y'all for having me on here. This is my first ever big interview, especially in our known podcasts such as Pulse of Polynesia. I just want to thank you guys for having me. God, appreciate it.
Yeah, dude, we appreciate you being on, especially with your busy schedule, and appreciate the time that you got to work with us to have you on. So
yeah,
big fan.
I couldn't make tomorrow. I know the live is tomorrow, and I couldn't make tomorrow because of work. But
it's okay.
It's happening right here.
Yeah,
it is happening right now.
Yeah.
So let's get started with the first question, because I know a lot of people want to know, who is Josiah, right? Is that your nickname? Can we call you Josiah, or is there a different nickname?
So it's Iosiaratulala Iosiaratulala. I'm a junior. I just don't go by a junior, but Iosiaratulala is my dad's name. Iosiaratulala is my full name. I go by Lala. Everybody calls me Lala back home. So that's where Ra2musik comes from too. Iosiaratulala is just Ra2musik. But Lala, I go by Lala. You could call me Lala here rest of the night.
All right.
Because that's why I go by here at home too.
So who is Lala before the world know him as Ra2musik?
Iosiaratulala is a PK. Is a pastor's kid. My parents are pastors at Payton Society, CCCAS, at the moment, ever since I grew up there. Basically, they started serving from 1999. That's when I became introduced to music too. Because I don't know if it was the calling in the church or how it was, but that's where I started hearing music and started playing with music. I went to Kananafo Elementary, moved to Manolilito Sala Junior High back then when it was junior high. This was in 2000. I graduated 2006, I believe, from elementary, and then I went to Cananafo High School again.
Nice.
And then I kind of moved because remember back then Tech used to be junior and seniors only. So I was in Cananafo. I wanted to go to Votech like all my life. When I reached junior year, I finally transferred over there. But when I got there, it wasn't really what I thought it was. So I transferred back and graduated in Cananafo High School. And took a couple college classes in ASCC, and that's where I actually fell in love with music in college. And then I kind of took it serious for a little bit. But that is Iosiaratulala. Iosiaratulala is just a kid from Pantissatai, from CCCAS, just trying to pursue music. Now I'm here in Utah.
You know, it brought back memories. You know, it's always the FIFL kids have the best voice, and they're always stricter too, because every time we have song practice, they will always look at them, and you'd better be the one that you have, leading this, because you're the only one that's going to get sasa, and then follow up to if you have siblings, and it's all those stories. Yeah,
I'll say that's how it started. I was telling him this was our first meet. I was telling him that I was kind of like I didn't even like music before, like that whole, because I used to be a piano player. That's why I said in the beginning, when my dad I don't know if it was the calling or him becoming a Faithiao, he forced me to go to this piano school and take piano lessons every Saturday. And then it became a weekly thing every day after school thing. Yeah, I was a kid trying to enjoy life. I was just forced to play music, not even thinking that it was going to have a big turnout and a huge impact in my life and stuff. But yeah, I'll say that's how I wasn't even thinking of music as to be something I would probably fall back to in life. Because now I'm not as you can see right now, I'm trying to like work on speaking to you guys because I'm not even a talk person. That's why I use music. I use music to speak to whatever I need to speak about, or most of my music too. If you see the timeline, it's like I'm speaking about whatever was going on during the times.
You know, it's really good that most of the artists that we talk to, and most of the music artists mainly that we always talk to, one thing that they all have in similar is that it's the storytelling, because most of the musics that you guys are singing are actually telling the story in every topics and every titles of the music. So that's one of the pretty cool things, that no matter what artist you talk to or ask, that's some of the similarities about what music is about. I try to make, sometimes, especially the genre I mostly am known for right now, like, is this hip hop rap type thing. Well, we see it now that the rap is all everywhere now. You gotta find something that it's hip or something that is trending at the time. But I'm just trying to stay to that storytelling, because it's a way to communicate. It's a way to cope sometimes, and sometimes it can be a note to myself, and it can also be a note to somebody else that's listening to it too. And I hear that from some of the fans on TikTok. They be reaching out, and it's amazing how it turned out. Because this 1 year, this whole thing was a 1 year stretch. I wanted to try it out, really. From the 684 Chillin that you heard was literally my first song that I wanted to like try out this genre and see how it goes and try to figure it out. Because even today, till this day, I don't even know what genre I'm in, because I love country and I'm seeing reggae.
Reggae, yeah.
I'm really good at rap, so I'm all over the place.
Well, you started out in Austin, in the state of Texas, where the country music is at.
Yeah,
so, you should.
That's probably why I'm so in love with these country stuff.
Well, looking forward to some of your country songs, Suzo.
Oh yeah, we're probably gonna have a whole country album.
Yeah.
There's this one song that you sang. I love it. It's called Lo Finagalo. I love the lyrics on the music. What inspired you to write? You even talked about, like, the songs that you wrote talks about the things you're going through at the moment. So tell us the story behind that music.
If you guys listen to that song, I didn't even produce that song. Most of the song I that I already put out, I maybe have produced just one of it or two of it. But all of it are just beats I found on YouTube, and then I'll ask that whoever made that beat if I could use it, or because they do have a free version of it, and then they'll have a like a license copy thing. You gotta. I'm really not good at this marketing stuff, but
No, I
that's
know what
how
you're
that
talking
song
about.
happened.
Yeah. Wow.
I asked him if I could use this beat, and then he said, yeah. And if you listen to the first part of that song, it says, how am I supposed to love?
Uh,
Am I supposed to love if I don't know who I am, right?
yes.
So
And you're not
when I
just a
heard that,
man. Yeah.
it was just that first lyric that caught my attention. I was like, damn, this is so deep. And that's how I
Yes.
come up with most of my songs too. I come up with it like that. It's like it'll hit me, and then it might not be the present too that I'm writing about. It might be something that happened in the past that I'm just now
Yeah.
thinking about it, and I'm like, and I'll just write this song about that. Because I've literally been making music my whole life. Like I've been like I said, when I was a kid, I was like forced into music, and then all of a sudden I was like, I had to do this because there was nobody else in the church that would play, so it was just me at one time. I even got kicked out from. So there's a school that I don't know if y'all know Papawisi.
Poesy was
Papawisi
my
was.
piano teacher from Pongo.
Okay, so I got kicked out from
Yes.
his school. There was this one Saturday I went to Polish, and this was like his number one rule. I don't know if you went there, and he had this rule. You better not play flute. You have to have notes every time you play it. Like this was his rule because that's how he taught us music. He used to like beat us with that stuff. So this one time we had a Finagalo. You know this big there's this one Finagalo every Thanksgiving. It'll be like shifting from one church to another church, like KBCK will film it. They'll go from one church to another church and to the so our church did not have a piano player. Our piano player had to I think she had to come out here for some work stuff. So I was stuck with playing the piano, and this stuff was like televised in KBCK. And I guess Papa Wishy saw this on TV. So I got there. This was a Friday. I think it was live on Friday. And then on a Saturday, I went back to pianist, and I walked in and gave him a check for like that week. He took the check and he was like, "Well, you're done for you're done for the year. I told you not to break one rule, and you broke that one rule." I'm like, "Oh my goodness." So I left, and then that was the end of like notes playing. Like till this day, I don't even know how to read any notes. Like I just listen and play. But
Man,
that was the end of that whole piano listen thing. And then I started. Oh yeah.
some of your lyrics when you just trying to imagine how you go through when you're writing your lyrics.
Yeah.
Do you usually start your writing by processing the words while you're actually writing it, or do you need some melodies or some beats before you
Yeah,
even
I need to
enter those words?
Good question.
sometimes
Yeah.
sometimes it'll be a beat it'll catch my attention. Then I'll feel it, and then I'll start writing. I'll just say like the hardest, like this, ever since this music journey is like the hardest part is the beginning. Is how to start a song. Because even if I was to sit right here and I'll hear a beat, and then I'll be like, this beat is tight, and then I would want to use that. That'll be like the beat caught my attention type thingy. So the lyrics wasn't there, and then the beat caught my attention. So I had to come up with it's mostly like, the thesis statement part. It's like a thesis statement part of the essay I'll be stuck at. That's how I'm stuck at with music too. When
Nice.
I hear a beat first. But if it's a lyric that'll count me, the lyric part will be like, it'll have to be something like, so it's something that's going on in the community, like in our, because I be scrolling on TikTok sometimes and watch all the news and stuff. It'll be something that's going on there that'll catch my attention. And then if I make up a line, like one line, I'll just come up with one line, and then I'll just have to figure out a beat. If I go that route, it'll be so easy to make a song because the lyric was there first. I don't know if that makes sense, but
Yeah. That's pretty
if the
cool.
beat catches my attention first, it'll be so
Yeah.
hard for me to like top down a song. So now it's like every time, like I said, I gotta use music to communicate, like because I'm not a good talker, so I use this music stuff to communicate. So everything that I see that I need to talk about, I'll just try to make a song out of it. Like there's a lot of songs that I haven't even put out that I just didn't think was like worthy to like be heard because it was stupid stuff or some immature stuff that I was thinking of, and I was like, nah, that ain't going out there. I don't want to put that out there.
So
But yeah, that's a
my husband, when we first got married, I found a lot of written raps that he would write down, and one of them says, "I met you in the back of the alley, and we got together, and something, something, something." And I was like, "Who the f is this?" Like, who? He goes, "It's my rap." And then he tried to rap, and I said, "You ain't no rapper. This is ridiculous." And the reason why I'm saying this is because, like, you must have had people that had motivated you as well to push your dreams and push you to tell you like, hey, you got something here. Because, there's a lot of people out there who are doing the same, but they don't have that niche, that talent that you
yeah. I've
have.
I've just heard that this year. This. I'm just saying it's a rush because I literally planned this stuff. Like the because I had another channel. I have another music channel on YouTube. I did. It's literally called Ratu. Oh my god, it's a long name. It's like Ratu Lala Sukuna Maifiti or something, but it only has 3 songs, and that's like a high school version of me. I was in high school and I did those 3 songs, and it was a lot of doubt. But I was on YouTube just doing it by myself. No, it was no motivation. It was like no inspiration. I was watching Channel 6 mostly, like those RMTV back home. And I've seen it. I was like, bro, I want to do that so bad. But I know how to do it. I just don't know how to be up there, like in the screen and stuff. So it's gonna be a lot of work to do this. So it's like a lot of doubt back then on how to do it. Cause I was like putting out this music and I didn't even know if it was like, if anyone was feeling, I was feeling myself. Like I was like, yeah, this is like a bar, but I didn't even know if somebody else was feeling me. So
Nice.
yeah, I'm not. I don't know if I'm gonna make it with this kind of lineup. And then on top of that, I was thinking of like making it as a job type thing. Like this is work, trying to make money off of it. But then I've come to learn a lot from this 1 year gap on how I'm about to pursue this music stuff. So I'm growing, but I'm really trying to finish up that the Marina Davis episode. I've learned a lot from her too. I'm trying to finish it off, but I hope to find more artists that are like way advanced in the industry, so I could like learn some stuff from it. Because right now I'm doing it by myself. I really need
Oh,
Mm.
I really
wow.
want a producer to because I don't I don't like, but it's a lot of work to do the beat, and then you gotta like do the it's a whole. You're engineering, you're mastering, you're recording yourself, and then you're going
Yeah.
back outside. It's like you're in a booth, and then you're on the laptop, like you're outside
Have you
too.
have you tried to sing at other places as far as like some of the I'm pretty sure that there's some other bars or some clubs that they actually offer the what you call the karaoke. And
Yeah,
I'm sure that
yeah,
there's some artists that are actually popular now that some of them actually started out there with a small crowd, and then singing in front of the small crowd. I'm pretty sure some of the artists that actually talk about that these people always talk and then networking. And then once the word spread out, and I'm pretty sure that hopefully that the Pulse of Polynesian, that people out there that are actually looking and actually, you know, watching the platform. So that way that, this is our uso. And you know what? It's funny because when you were talking and I was listening to that song, the 684 Chillin, I consider you as the 2-step 84 rapper instead of
Yeah.
the the Ra2 music.
but yeah,
But just to get back to some of the questions that we really have, like when you were speaking about some of the artists, do you think that you can collaborate with some of the artists, or would you prefer going solo, or is that
right now,
something that would you consider some of the artists out there that you can,
right now, as I'm growing, I am thinking of like artists, but I'm really I don't know, but I'm really picky of it too. Like I don't even want to bring those. Like, I don't want to anybody that it's kind of like I'm like communicating with this stuff. I can't just go and even it don't matter how high and like how elevated your platform is. If your message does not align with mine, I don't just want to go up there to your. I would want to go like Fiji was one of those guys that you wanna get to. I wanted to be an artist in one of Fiji's studios or something. Like that's was one of the dreams ever since I started learning that there's a lot of Polynesian artists. Like there's a lot. And I'm not even. And then there's like this. I don't know if you guys noticed. There's this separate music scene that is like bursting out of Samoa, like both American Samoa and Samoa, and you can see it because they are like trending this new stuff. It'll be like a artist will drop today, and then Samoa and American Samoa will drop like the next day type thing. And it's like it's growing so fast. It's kind of it's not. I don't say it's hard, but it's challenging for when you're trying to be an original artist, trying to bring out an original sound. It's really challenging because of how I really don't know how to work the market. But we see that the algorithm really shifts. Like I don't know how this. It kind of like I kind of feel like it's shifting. It's shifting towards like entertaining stuff here in America, and then it's shifting towards educational stuff somewhere else. So I gotta keep up with this entertaining because everyone is entertaining right now. I don't even know what's everybody not watching. Everybody's watching everything today nowadays.
Yeah.
I mean, my kids, I'll give my kids an iPad and then they'll watch other kids that are playing toys. Why are you?
Yeah.
You should buy that toy and play with that toy instead of watching that kids play with that.
Right.
Yeah.
Like this era is
Yeah.
different.
I just
You
want to
gotta
go
keep
back
up with
to
the entertainment side.
Yeah.
yeah, when you were talking about some of the songs, like if it drops up here in the States. Yeah, some of the songs that I was listening, let's just take it, for instance, if a Usher song will come today, right? And I'm listening to this song. And then all of a sudden, 2 days later, I hear a Samoan version. I'm like, wow. So I kind of like going along with what you're saying that, the original of an artist's music itself in the industry, it's starting to sway away from being original, writing their own, but yet kind of like playing the same beat or
Yeah.
different language. And
We used
the
to,
way,
I don't know if you hear it, but back then I still hear it today. I hear some artists do that, but they'll use the old track, like our oldies and stuff. They'll use that old
Right.
track as a sample and then they'll flip it into, I don't even know how to do the stuff, but I see people do it. But they flip that beat like into an original beat and then they make their own song out of it. And then it'll become their own original instead of like
Yeah.
a whole tune. Like you literally copy the whole tune down trying to make out your song. So I don't know how to feel about that. But I mean, I guess it's good.
Yeah.
I call that the Samoan genre. Samoan music is literally its own genre now because there's literally people that are like committed to singing covers, just covers, but they're like successful too. And then it's kind of challenging for us trying to find a rhythm.
I'm still trying to understand the music industry. Growing up, when we listen to Tia Ma'a, Pungia Lava'a, and all those music, I think those are the only ones that I know that coming up here in the States, I see a lot of artists, I see everybody. And then when you were talking about as well, that there's a lot of Polynesian artists as well from Fiji, Samoa, everywhere. They are bringing all their own genre and then their own style, own beat and everything. But one thing that I'm not a musician as well, but I didn't know that there's something really deep into the industry with the music industry. And it's just that, if you don't mind me asking the question, that how do I say, like what's one thing in music industry you think that everybody should know that they don't know? Like myself, I don't know anything about deep inside as far as
I won't speak out of like a first person view type thing. Like I haven't seen this stuff in real time, but I've seen people that I trust and artists that I've listened to and I've been listening to my whole life. So these artists are like mentors to my life because I've listened to them and I've heard them talk about how like the industry is kind of like the devil's playground here. And I kind of like how since you brought up Tiamat and him, I kind of like how I can't speak on it because I don't know how they are doing it, but I like how they're like, I think they're just promoting their shows and stuff. I think it all comes down to you promoting if you're working alone. Like right now, I'm trying to promote myself, right? I've talked to Lilso about this. I've asked about this. I've been offered like 200,000 for an album, to make an album from Columbia Records.
Wow.
And then and this was like they told me an album for 20 song album. And then I was kind of rethinking the whole thing because I've been watching these. I mean, everybody call it conspiracy theory all you want, but there's like multiple accounts of people like real people talking about them. And I believe him and I trust them too. So I got to take their word for it and not risk it because they've been offered deals and stuff to like, just for money, but just to go over their morals, like to bypass all their morals and stuff and talk about stuff that they like. For example, if I think about it, it's like I'm gonna have to throw away everything that I know. If that is true, that is the devil's playground. I have to throw away everything that I believe in, that I trust in, my faith and all that, to join that. If I think about it, well, it's a good thing we got all these platforms. Like we got Spotify and we got SoundCloud. Like we can make some bucks out of it. Because right now I'm using a DistroKid, and I promised myself I won't ever go through Hollywood at all, like any of these records, like Columbia Records or anything that's tied to this devil's playground that they're talking about.
From humble beginnings, that the way that we were taught, and it's just the way that you were saying that some of the contracts that you have to turn down, big contracts, and the way that you've turned it down, it's just that not out of pride, but it was out of humble and because of the way that you're in tune in the spirit. And then that's pretty cool. Yeah. And then hopefully, and our Polynesian people, we have 2-Step over here that please tune in to YouTube and all the other platforms as well. And
before we get away from that topic, like don't 200,000, like really 200,000. If you think about it, that's really big compared to like. But these guys out here are like playing around with 40 million, if we think about it in a deeper level. So you might as well, if they want to offer you something, tell them offer you some little bit more if you get to take that route. But I wouldn't take that route if you're a strong Christian. Yeah, stay away from that route.
Yeah, not all money is good money.
Yeah.
So I have to ask you, right? Cool. Because especially where our mindset is different when we're married with kids. Now, would your decision be different if you didn't have kids and you weren't married?
I say no. That's why I'll say I'll probably think of performing and stuff because I've had requests, people that are like requesting from out of state to come perform for birthdays and all that. I might as well just do that on the side, but I don't think I'll be like doing all those tours and stuff like they're touring. I'm gonna just stick with the digital platforms that they have now and probably record some MTVs here and then, but I'll just stick to try to make the music pop and just to make sure that you guys can paint the picture of what I'm speaking to you with your mind.
Yeah.
I'll always, every time that we're having this, Lala, if you don't mind me talking, now I'm saying Lala right now, I always go back because the first hit that I saw and I was listening to now, despite all the other good hits as well that you have, how do you decide that hit is going to be the hit and it's going to be on your album? Like the 684 Chillin,
684.
Did you just, went ahead and just rap out of that? Didn't even know that it was going to be a hit, or did you decide, okay,
no,
that sounds good, that's going to be the hit?
That song, how I said it's like you hear the beat first process type thing. That was a hear beat first process type thing because I was in Cali and I wrote this song overnight too and recorded the day after and then dropped. That's when I thought of it because I was sitting in the back and I heard this beat. It was a totally different beat. As you can tell, you could hear the oldie that comes in the beginning. And then he flipped it out to a whole new, and that beat is from Texas. The dude that made that beat is from Texas. So when I heard that beat, I was like, oh, it's a different vibe and I want to introduce myself with it. So I was like, and I've been listening to all these rap artists out here, like Young Go, Sefa, like Cutthroat Mode, you go down the line, all them. I've been listening ever since I got to America. Those are like the new artists I've listened to. I thought, because when I was in Samoa, we used to watch like 50 Cent and Ice Cube on TV and stuff. So we were like, that's hip hop. So I thought that was like, in my thought process, that was like hip hop, rap, and everything. But then when I got up here to America, I've seen that there's like a whole bunch of Samoans doing that same rap. It's not just like the Meaulis doing like. So I fell in love with their stuff. Like I've been watching their stuff because I was like, I look like them. Like these are like my people. Then I gotta. This is like I don't say the algorithm, but this is like the type of hit that I gotta go to get, to try to get there. And then as I was like listening to them, everybody was like, they all sound like they all came out with this West Coast type. It was like the West. We all know Snoop Dogg did it, and the whole I say the whole Polynesian like the whole Polynesian rap thing, like rap industry is doing that same West Coast style. So I wanted to introduce myself in a whole different style, and then I used that beat. That beat has a whole Mexican version to it. But then if you look at that guy, he posted my video as like his as a highlight on his platform because I was like his most views on that beat. But we don't even know these people. I just used his beat to make something out of it. I didn't even know that. I downloaded like I downloaded Spotify and stuff, and then there's this app called Spotify for Artists. Monitor it a little bit because I don't have a manager to do all this stuff. I'm doing it by myself. Yeah. So I'm like monitoring this stuff, and I'm like seeing people from Argentina, from Brazil, and they're like playing this song. So I'm like looking at the highlights, and it's like people from Thailand, people like that don't even look like us, that are like using this song to like for their videos and stuff. I'm like, this might be getting somewhere, So I just started trying it out, and then that's when all that drop came into drop. But that whole song was like, I heard the beat first, but then I wanted to represent, especially American song. Like I wanted to highlight American Samoa a little bit. That's where all the 84 repa, that's where that whole bar came from. And even
I didn't even when I was listening to it, if I didn't know it was you, I would have probably think that it was somebody else from the States.
That's what everybody.
But the thing of it is when it got to the verse that you were actually, in our language, I was like, wait a minute. This is a different hit. So when you were bringing the Samoan version in there, and then that just brought up the whole vibe of a good song. And then you also said that it's, the beat was created by somebody from Texas. Well, maybe because Nelson and I are over here in Texas, that's probably why the vibe was actually, bumping.
Yeah, it's a vibe. I don't know. For me, I'm out here in Utah, but I vibe more with Texas vibe. I got a couple of say friends that are like close friends that are making music too out there in Austin, and I be following them too sometimes.
So when you dropped your music late last year, and it just came out, the beginning of the year. I kid you not, all the miners up, like shout out to the Hecla miners up there in Alaska and Juneau. They were bumping your music up there, and that's how that music came to me. And I was like, oh my gosh, when did this? Like, I thought I was late to the show. But they're like, no, it just came out. That's how fast your music hit them.
This whole thing is crazy too. This whole stretch is crazy. The only month I dropped 4 songs was the month of June because that was my birthday month. I dropped every Friday of that month. That's when I think that's when I dropped Lo Finagalo. That's the week that I dropped that Lo Finagalo song. But I was like, when I first thought of like, I'm gonna redo this thing, because I did music when I was in school and stuff, but then the whole downfall thing kind of drifted me away from it. But when I came out here, and then I've heard that all that music coming out of Samoa, and it's coming like nonstop. I think this was like 2018, 19, 20. If they were like coming out nonstop, I was like, bro, they're finally like putting out this stuff.
When you say coming out, you talk about other artists bringing out their music?
Yeah, they're like dropping non-stop songs. So I was like, man, I wish I was like still trying to do this stuff. Yeah. Like I was thinking of this while I didn't have any equipment, but I knew how to, because I did it back in high school. The downfall happened, and I kind of sold all my equipment, so I didn't have any equipment. When I came out here, I was like, nah, I think I might redo this stuff again. So I went on Amazon. I went on Amazon and just typed in music. Like I just said, music production equipment, and then the first sale that popped up was like a whole set of music equipment for like $300. I was like, yeah, I'm taking that. So when I
Nice,
took
nice.
that, and then with the small knowledge that I had from high school with doing music, that's what I'm working with right now. I've just picked up a couple of like tips from some of the old artists and then some of the old the past producer. Rest in peace to Uso Gunna. I don't know if y'all know him, but he's one of the producers from Shack House Production that just passed away. I kind of learned a lot from him too. He been hopping on my live so most of the times and be like spin up some knowledge on how to oh, use this, because I didn't even know what I was like trying to maneuver on GarageBand and then some of the other music production apps. And then he was the one on there trying to like tell me what to do and what not to do. And I was like, okay, yeah. And
Wow.
that's how all this music stuff came about.
Nice.
It wasn't even a big studio too. I was just starting it in my bedroom. Now I have a big house. I have a separate casita in the back. I wish a Wi-Fi could reach back there. I would have been in the studio right now, trying to show you guys the studio. But I guess
There's an
not.
artist. I was listening to some of his song as well. But when I was in Samoa last year, everybody in Pango were blasting his music, and I got to search his music on YouTube, and I was listening to it. And I didn't know who he was because I had to ask some of the guys. This guy named Mr. Unknown, and I was like, wow. And I was just listening the way that he was singing his song, the different types of beat, and it reminds me back when we used to listen to Sip Soul,
So
some of those musics and all that and everything. And it's really good to Mr. T and those.
Yeah,
So I
he's
guess those
another
guys were
artist too.
just, yeah.
Yeah, he's
Mr.
another
Unknown.
good one. He's one of the artists that I was like, I didn't mention it yet, but he was one of those artists that was like helping, like was trying to help me like navigate through these apps, these new
Nice.
because there's a whole bunch of, because right now I'm really good with GarageBand right now. I don't know if you guys know what GarageBand is. It's like a music production thing where you produce your music in, and that's the only thing I've learned. But then ever since I met them, they've introduced me to like there's this thing called BandLab and Fruity Loops. I didn't even know none of that existed. So now I'm like using all of them to like trying to come up with a song. So whenever I make music, I'll use all those platforms. But
Well, it's an honor to actually talk about it. And then now I mentioned, shout out to Mr. Unknown. This is Pulse of Polynesia. Hopefully you see your boy over here. I call him the two-stepper. Yeah.
So all your other songs were all created the same way that you had mentioned with those apps that you are familiar with right now, right? Like Sua Mai that's been used in the Fautasi race, and another favorite one. Yeah.
Yeah, Suamai was on GarageBand too. And then Suamai was one of even the beat for Suamai is one of the I just went on YouTube and then just put on anthem type beats. That's the only thing I put on there. And then the first beat that popped up was that beat. And it sounds it felt like, I mean, even if you hear the beat without the lyrics, it kind of felt like it's worth like of an anthem. So I was like,
it was like a Warriors type of
it was like an anthem type of like, yeah, this is the one. So the first lyric that came to mind was "So my," because it was 3 Fautasi races. So it was like, oh,
that's nice.
Okay, let's just start off like this. And then the chorus came about. It was like, Suamai. That's it. I love. And that just came out like listening to the beat too. I just played a beat over and over. I literally played a beat like 10 times. Like when I'm about to write the song. And that's how hard it is to come up with the first line. Like you have to replay the beat over and over again. If even that song Suamai, it wasn't even supposed to be like Suamai. It was supposed to be like, I forgot how it was, but it was like a lower tone that I used before. I played the beat again. I've kind of like was like experimenting or some, but it was like literally I changed that song a couple of times before I even finalized the editing because I don't know, it kind of like it didn't sound nice, and then I redid it again. It'll sound good, and then I'll replay it again, and that's the good thing about replaying it over and over again. So you will come up with the final product like eventually. But yeah, that's
So you did that all by yourself. Wow.
Oh yeah.
That's
Uh,
amazing talent right there. Can you imagine had you had a lot of different people involved in choreographing this whole
oh
you've
my
got
goodness. I
yeah,
don't even know where
wow.
to begin with that too, because I really want, like, I'm trying to make this a
Yeah.
bigger platform so I could have, because I can't get people to like volunteer their time to come and help me out. I just gotta make it a little bit bigger so I could like, I just need, I know a person. I just don't have the, like the budget to like pay him to do my stuff every time. But we're getting there. Though. I know a dude that will be my lifetime partner with this music stuff if I get to get it
Yeah.
a little bit of exposure
Action,
just to
yeah.
like make this money a little bit just to pay somebody else to do one work for me because I'm doing all the work. I'm
Yeah.
trying to
We're gonna do whatever we can too on our end using this platform because we know exactly how you feel.
Yeah.
shout out to shout out to D Boy. I heard D Boy say this one time. Like your people won't even hear you until they hear somebody else talking about you. They hear somebody else that don't know you talking about you.
Yeah.
So
That's
like,
exactly what I was going to say since
Yeah.
it also already beat, you know. But this is your time to shine now. So you're
oh
on a
yeah,
hot seat
we're
and
Yeah.
with
gonna try
yeah,
this thing.
yeah. And anybody that you would like to give shout out, you know, this is your time to shine, you know. Pulse of Polynesia will try to do their best as far as, but there's a lot of viewers out there that I'm pretty sure they're going to see and they'll hear your beautiful story as well, you know. But most of the songs that down to the topics that you put out with all your hits, tell us about the in bed. What were you? Let's hear the tell us a story behind that hit in the bed or
Oh,
in
in
my
my
bed
oh
in
in
my
my
bed.
bed. I didn't even see that. Yeah, in my bed. In my
Yeah,
bed was probably well I just say I'm gonna just say it like this. My wife like been questioning this move, right? This whole music move and stuff. So when she finally heard me like drop these tracks and I was like, oh, you, because she didn't even know I do this stuff. Like
oh well,
when I left, yeah, when I left Samoa and came out here, I was like literally done with music. I didn't do music, so she didn't know that music was in me until I started making music in it, and she was like, "Oh, so you do make music, huh? You do this? You really do this?" So I was like, "Yep." And then she was like, probably like my third song, and then she been begging me ever since to like make her a song. Do
nice.
me a song. You better do me a song.
That's
So
cool.
that whole song in my bed is to her, is for my wife.
Oh,
Even
Nice.
you'll hear I think
Yeah,
I don't know if it's the first or the second verse that I'm like sharing a little bit of background to our story because we have a story too before we got married and stuff. So yeah,
that's
the
cool.
whole track
Awesome.
is for her.
Nice, nice. Hey, it's good to hear that. You know,
yeah.
because
Well, now I'm
Oh,
wondering. So I wonder what the back alley that my husband was talking about. Where was that
oh
story
nah,
from?
hey, sometimes it be metaphors because I love those music too. Like the people
I
that
see.
sing metaphors, like those our music artists from Samoa back in the day. Like Camilo May over like Camilo May around the bushes, I like mean the same thing type songs. Cause it'll for some reason metaphors sounds way more nicer in songs. I don't
You
know
can you
about
can
this.
you can have so many different meanings to the metaphor
Yeah,
and
to the
take it
metaphor.
your different ways.
Yeah, you can like and that's the thing too, because now I try to stay away from singing about girls because there's a lot of people singing, and that's like the only number one topic they talk about is how to like finesse a girl and stuff.
Right.
It's like everybody knows how to do that.
Yeah,
It's something meaningful too that I try to make music out of, and then I'm really trying to push towards this gospel stuff because
I
I don't
saw
know
that.
Nice.
You just dropped
if
one.
I don't know if it's my faith shaking right now, but I've never been so close to like trying to like give thanks to God because this, if it wasn't for Him, you know, none of this would even be possible. I just want to say that I'm living the dream right now. Whoever is trying to like think of like trying to be those performing artists, I think this is the dream. You know, be able to make your music out of your own comfort zone in your own house while your family's right there to witness it all too. Because I've heard a lot of artists complaining about time, like how they miss the time, and I don't.
No.
I've learned from listening to them too. I don't want to miss this time. I don't want to miss this time with family. I want to be able to do what I love while I'm in family, not even on some gentleman type stuff. Being a
Hmm.
man and trying to
Yeah.
pursue this whole, and
Well,
it'll probably motivate my kids too. You know, just trying to motivate somebody else if it's not to note to myself, but it's for anybody that's for my 1K followers so far.
nice. Since you described the reason behind the "In My Bed" music title, I have another title. So where did "How I Move" come from?
We're taking notes.
How
Yeah,
I move.
yeah. That's another title of the song, "How I Move."
It gotta go back to how I move.
It's okay. I was just following the topics. The reason why I didn't wanted to put you. Anyways, I just wanted to say that all the artists that I listen to and the way that you have your music is just so meaningful because of all the topics that you put on. And it does come out because, like you're saying, nobody's out there is helping you out. You're the only one is producing your own music. This is your own thoughts. It's meaningful. You write songs of your own time and during your time. And then it's pretty deep because to me, that's original. And an originated artist actually do, think about all these things and then they put it into music for people to listen to. And then some of the topics that I see it. And it's kind of cool that the way that I'm actually talking to a real artist now that I'm asking some of the topics of his music and there's always a story behind it. Man, that's pretty cool. And, but there's another
Not
one.
only that,
Yeah. Huh?
yeah. Oh, yeah. No, those songs are anthems. Those songs were requested. Those songs were like, there's this Kia team on TikTok. I don't know if y'all seen some of their highlights or so, but they're like, I think they're a TikTok team, but I think it's a gaming team, and they just requested a couple. I think I did 2 anthems for them, and they requested it. They paid me to do their to do them anthem. So all those lyrics too are mine's. Not even they sound like fighting lyrics because that's the energy there in that whole side of the gaming zone. But I really try to put out like because some of the artists now really think that rap is like all about being gangsta and all that. But it's really rap for me is really like I'm trying to tell a story, whatever story. It don't matter if it's my story or somebody else's story, but I'm trying to say something. It's not just you're not trying to like because nowadays you're just gonna put stuff out there that is meaningless and it doesn't have a like for example the music that the music industry try to promote, right? If you see the music industry now, you'll see rappers that are like super heavy at bars and they have like message to bring out like the J. Cole's and like the Russ. I don't know if you heard of Russ, but there's this dude named Russ. They're trying to bring out these message, but at the same time, the people that are like, at the top of the billboards are like the people that are talking about shaking their behinds and all that stuff. It's so I don't know how to fight the algorithm, but we're just gonna have to speak some light, instead of speaking any type of nonsense. As long as if somebody listens to the song and gets something out of it, or if feel like the emotions comes out of themselves, that's a win for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to take it back to growing up when UB40, remember UB40 when it first came out? Us Polynesian Samoans, when there's a nice beat, oh man, that's the hit right there. Whatever comes out of the words, I don't understand what they're talking about. But the beat, the beat is that just go with the flow. And I like when you brought it up to this genre of rap. And we all know rap. And what you were saying is that you're not trying to rap, you're just trying to tell a story. And then it brings back the memories when I was, listening to some of the music back in Samoa. And then the words, that doesn't matter to me. I'll just go with the flow, right? So my thing is that, it's good that you brought that up because with me, if still that type of listener to where that I only listen to the beat and I'll probably just go ahead and say, you know what? This is the same beat as the rap, but not listening to the words because there is meaningful words that are coming from behind it. And then now it's just that it's pretty cool that you're explaining it. So maybe it's a R&B, a rap beat, but the lyrics, it's really meaningful that is so powerful that comes with it. And like I said, the UB40, the Daniel Riccatello and all that back in the days, the beat, it was the thing for me. And then now I gotta listen to all that and then listening to the lyrics and all the words. So yeah, it's pretty cool that you brought that up too with the rap thing that whatever the beat that comes out, people are just going to listen to it before the words comes out, and they're going to be like, "Oh, that's another rap." But instead of just listening to the lyrics, I think that's probably one thing that catches my visual into the music industry now. Most artists are trying to relay that message out there to people, but sometimes that the beat doesn't go along with it. But I think the lyrics is something that everybody should listen to.
That's actually another thing I don't do. I try to stay away from music videos. Like I really do it on purpose. Well, now I have a niece that we live with here that came from Samoa, that I could literally have her record all my MTVs and put it up there. But I now choose not to, because I feel like everybody is really like they're private messaging me about like how they feel about the song, how they feel about the lyrics and stuff. I was like, I might as well not do it as like MTV. If I do get features and stuff and then we get to work on a project, I'll probably film an MTV then. I think listening to the song and then have the person paint the picture of the song in their head will probably be a nicest way to have the music. Because I think this music genre will probably fade away with all these like visual stuff, because it's gonna paint a different picture for them. I don't know how everybody else feels, but it kind of paints a way different picture. Because if you think about it, if you sing this song, and this is not one listener, right? This is a couple listeners. Everybody else has their own picture that they're painting in their mind about my song. You know what I mean? But then if you're like, I just feel like I have to paint this picture with my words to like have the music live, because you're now gonna have to like see this and not even pay attention to the lyrics, and you're all gonna be excited, and then the next thing you know, the whole song was like talked about the views in the background and stuff, not even talking about the lyrics of the song. So I think I might go that route. I might go that route.
When you said that, you're making me, you're reminding me of the artists, the 5-star and their music. I've not ever seen a MTV music video of their songs, and so like what you said, all I know is that I hear their music in my ear and my mind, and that's what's painting a picture in my mind.
And those are the songs that literally stuck in your head too. The songs that you just hear all day, like, and then it'll paint it kind of, to me, it kind of makes it'll probably make the music live on too. Because now it's like, you can literally go viral with a 30-second clip of a small song and a video. And then you can just go viral just like that. And not even knowing that they're not going to listen to that song. Like they're just going to see that one clip and then not even think about the song, if you know what I mean. But to have the song just drop out and then they'll just go listen to that song without even painting a picture on them, they'll have to paint the picture themselves. And it might be a different picture for everybody else listening to it, but as long as they get to paint the picture with with my lyrics,
right?
That's like my goal with my music and stuff.
The devil lurking. It's a cold world, but the weather turning hot. Nothing for certain. If you started from the bottom and you went up in the top, but it'll be worth it. If you give it all you got, keep pushing, don't stop.
Steve Jobs said, "We don't understand the future unless we connect the dots in the past." Let's talk about the hardships you went through in your past. How did you overcome them?
Like I'll say, it's like the most downfall of not only this whole career that had to be put on hold because of these mistakes. Fresh out of college, I fell through the cracks. Like I was doing drugs, methamphetamine. This was in American Samoa. I think it was like 2011, 2012. My grandpa passed. And in 2012, I started making money. I started working. I became a fireman for 5 years. Probably the most messed up years of my life. Because I was really heavy on this meth stuff. I've already started the music stuff. Like I put out these 3 songs on YouTube. And then I fell through that. There's this place I used to be back there like 24/7. I used to, probably all the goods I've been getting my whole life, like everything that my dad bought for me as a kid growing up, as a teen, I probably sold it back there. Like I went back there to that place and I've sold all that stuff for drugs. I've sold my laptop, all my dad's stuff. That whole high chasing drug addict thing didn't even stop until I made up an excuse. Like I was still working as a firefighter. I was like 5 years into the job while I was doing meth. So I was watching all The same people that I hanging around with getting locked up every time they catch these drug dealers back home. That's how screwed up my situation is. I'm tired of doing the same stuff. I just fell to drugs because the day I tried it, the addiction came real quick too. I probably did it for like only 4 days and then I couldn't stop. Like it would be times I would go 3 days without it. It'll be like the worst day for the people around me. I was grouchy and I was yelling all over the place and it was bad. I've experienced 5 days without sleep. Sunday to Sunday without sleep. My dad been through it too with me. Cause since I did all that stuff, my dad had to repay it. I guess the turning point was I sold his phone. Me right now talking about it, how stupid of you to think that way. Like I went to his room this one day. I asked for his phone. He knows I'm about to come and ask for the phone and I'm about to sell. Like he knew it. He knew it, but he wasn't saying it. But I was like, no, I'm not. I'm just going to college. I was making up all these lies and stuff. You know how you have to find my phone thingy? So I guess he was like watching me through. He watched me go to college. I guess the moment he seen the phone staying there and I left, he went back to that place and bought the phone back from those people that I sold the phone to. And then I came back home. He was super mad. Like he was going to beat me up. Like he was about to beat me up. But he was turning old. He couldn't. And that was a turning point for me because he threw a punch at me that I didn't, it didn't even phase, like it didn't even do nothing to me, and it kind of dropped him, like, and it dropped in, and I was like, bro, I don't even know what the hell I'm turning into. So I left the house. I went back to Waco, and that's when the whole thought process of like, I gotta dip, like I gotta go, I gotta leave. That's where that came. I think it was that incident with my pops. I just was like, yeah, I gotta get out of here before it gets out of hand. I probably would have been sitting in jail right now over there. Till this day, I don't know if my dad knows that I lied to him. I don't know if he noticed it. Probably if he watches this and then he'll see it because I really lied.
I think he's
don't know
gonna
if that's
find
a
out
good
right now.
lie or a bad lie, but I lied that I had to dip, and that was just to remove myself out of all the nonsense that I was in at the moment.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure Pops is gonna listen to some of it. Maybe your siblings will say, and they're gonna be like, "Dad, yeah, no fight confession, no kari." You know, with everything that you've gone through with your life, which we appreciate your story and thank you for sharing it with us. Thanks a lot, Lala, for everything that you've shared with us. That it's a privilege to always hear our own people that can speak, because I think that's one thing that I believe that our people should be able to be open. They should be open-minded, share their experience.
That's like the hardest part.
Yeah, it's
like,
the
this is the hardest part.
Yeah,
is to like, it's not acknowledging it, but it's like you're letting somebody else know, just for them to learn from it. They don't have to go through the same stuff.
Because I'm pretty sure that there's probably some people out there that can relate to your story, that is holding back their thoughts in their mind that they want to share. So, and I think that that's part of the thing that we actually not only are in our society, but it's out in the world. But I think that we should, that's why we're grateful for your experience and for letting us know this kind of stuff, because not only that you're sharing your experience and not only that you're telling me as a brother, I learned it. And I'm also saying that I have to be like Lala, because that's how it is that we have to share. And when we share our stories, it makes you feel good because you're letting something go that is holding you against you, to where that thinking that, hey, what's holding me back? Not knowing that when you share it with others and others can relate to it. I think it's the beautiful thing. And one thing that actually caught my attention was when you were saying the turning point. I was actually waiting for the turning point. And when you said that the turning point that was it, the phone, that you had to say something so you can remove yourself from the situation that it was entrapping you. And that turning point was something that it was, you had to leave that environment. And that's pretty cool, because
what's
not
funny
a whole
about
lot
that
of people
story
can think about what turning point. Yeah, not to go off subject. Man, what do you think? What are your thoughts about our people? Is there any plans, or are you predicting to go back to, especially our youth, and then not only our youth nowadays? So, what do you think about going out there?
Right now, that's the plan.
Yeah. My
plan is I'm going to get as much as I can from out here until I retire. Because right now, music is my part-time job right now. I'm making a little bit out of it, but I literally have because I'm a caregiver. That's like my original job, and that's what's paying the bills right now. And if the grace of God, we get to that point where we get to retire, I'm just gathering everything that I could to take back home, just to be able to like maybe do a workshop or make a free studio out there, just to have everybody come in. Like, it don't matter if you're a producer, rapper,
Yeah.
or musician. It don't matter what you do, as long as it has to do with the be productive. I'm gonna make a studio for us when I when it's that time to
Right.
get down there. But as far as music, I'll say, I'm gonna stick to this, because I say your first priority is your family and God. Music will be the narrator and all that, because music will live on forever to tell the story, as long as you I think your faith in God and your trust in God is like most important to like try to promote, especially during these tough times. That's what Ra2musik is now committed to like pursuing now, is trying to praise him and let
Yeah.
people know that if it's not for him, it's because there's a lot of new I don't say new religion, but we see it. We see the devil's work around.
Mhm.
We just gotta, stick to the morals. We came a long way, especially as Polynesians. Like, we came from navigating canoes and stuff to now we're out here in America trying to pursue the dream.
Right.
So, yeah.
You
Well,
mentioned that there's a lot of, sorry, you mentioned that you have a lot of music out there. Are you still working to push those music out anytime soon?
Yeah, I might next week. Oh yeah, let's use this as a promotion, right? Next
Yeah.
week might be my last drop for YouTube. It's gonna be an anthem, because it was requested and we already talked about it. They might pay me for it too, because it's an anthem for a team. It's a cricket team up in Utah, and they requested to make them an anthem. So as after that drop, probably next week Friday or Wednesday, after that drop, you're only gonna find Ra2musik on iTunes, and I'll make sure on TikTok to like try to promote that out there and to share that. I'm trying to stay on YouTube and Spotify and all the listening platforms, just to get the music out. But an album is to be coming soon. Probably opening up 2026 with it too.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
I got like 3 artists featuring it. I need one. I might get one. I have one favorite artist that I've been listening to. He's from Cutthroat, and he's like a real businessman. Like, I'm working on
Mhm.
paying him to feature in one of my songs in the album too, just to like make that album pop a little bit.
I love
But that's all
crypto.
the moves now. Is I'm just gonna drop that album. Gonna drop albums.
Well, I
Nice,
can't wait to
nice.
hear that
Looking forward
album
to
as
it.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
yeah. He's got another story to tell, so I'm excited to hear both your collaboration on music, because you both got some unique talents. So that's interesting.
Is this the Cutthroat or?
Yeah, Cutthroat. Yeah, having Cutthroat and
Oh,
Lala
nice.
collaborate. Yeah, I'm excited to hear that.
Oh yeah, to hear that next year. Yeah.
It's funny because this is like my go-to rap crew is Cutthroat Mode.
Yes.
Like, you see, and then you see where my stuff comes from,
Mhm.
and then you hear them. It's like they're talking about they're
They're
trying to say a
storytellers
story.
too.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
storytelling.
yeah,
So that was like my favorite guy. I never knew that I was gonna meet these guys like in real life. I didn't know. I always thought that these people are like something else. They're like up
yeah.
there. It's hard to reach them and stuff. Well, thankful for TikTok. I was on live one time, and he came on my live. He watched me recording my stuff on there. And then he said one verse and like, "That's what's up, Woos." And I'm like, "Hey, that's that guy. This like Cutthroat Wolf guy." I was like, "Oh, I might hop on his lives after," because I know he does a live every day.
He
So I
does.
went
Yeah,
on
in
his
the
live.
morning. Yeah,
I didn't even start clicking. Like, the moment I went on and he said, "Oh, I see you right to," the moment he mentioned my name, I was like, I don't know how excited I
yeah,
was, but I was like, damn, it felt like I think I have a chance of like getting him on the track,
yeah,
Nice.
because so I've got to talk to him, and he came me like, just like all the known Main Street artists too. Like,
yeah.
he's really I don't know how to say it, but he's really he's
kind of
really
down to
into
earth
his
guy,
craft.
or
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's really like into his craft. He doesn't
Yeah.
bluff. Like he does not
Yeah. He
bluff.
doesn't. Yeah.
So when
yeah,
I asked him that day, I was like, what would I do to like get you on a song? If you should? And then he mentioned like, oh, you just gotta pay me. I was like, and then I thought it was gonna be like around the 5,000s or thousands or so, but then he mentioned it was like 1,000. But if I bring a song that he loves so much, he'll make it free. I was like, okay, now I gotta
Really work hard. Yeah. Yeah.
like
Wow.
super nice for him to
that's
like
pretty nice
be
stuff.
able to make it free. I mean, I can make up to make some pay for him, but if he can bring it free, that's what I try to promote too, because everybody is like saying this stuff of like how you can't. I mean, it's true that you really can't do this music without money. But at the same time, you really can do this music without money. As soon as you get your stuff, just record whatever's in your heart and stuff, and then I
But
don't
at
know how
least you
I
have
got
some
his
artists
attention.
like yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
I don't know
it's the
how
voice.
he. It's probably
It's
the
the voice.
songs and
That's
stuff,
probably why.
but
Yeah, you get
but
the
he
voice,
sees one of the
Lala,
songs.
because
Yeah.
we actually got the chance to. It was pretty cool that my wife was in this club called the Tupulama Samo up here in North Texas. Cutthroat was down here. Kalemi was over here. I don't know if you know Kalemi, but he was tagging along with Punya Lava and those guys, and got the chance to talk to some of those guys. And Cutthroat, I don't know if he was really the main guy. He's kind of like tall, light skinned guy with a big chain, and he just came
Oh
out
yeah,
and talked to us.
they're all big
And
guys.
it's just, yeah. But like what Lala was saying, very down to earth guy, speak his mind. He's not the type of person that wants to be private, you know. And like I said, you got the talent, Lala, and you also have the voice and everything. And I'm pretty sure that most of the artists out there, when they see your talent like that, and he was just probably throwing it out there to saying, you pay me $1,000, but if you do it good, I'll do it for free. I mean, the reason
Yeah,
why I
when
asked
you
you that question before, if you're willing to collaborate with other artists, but I think that your talent is so originated. I'm pretty sure that there's going to be artists out there that it's going to collaborate and rather be collaborated with somebody that it's actually original. So yeah, just keep doing what you're doing, and it's
Yes.
good to hear all these things. And please don't feel trying to keep things away. But I think this is the purpose of having a podcast like this is
Oh
for you
yeah,
to shine out. So hopefully, and we know that there are artists out there that some of the people too that probably haven't heard about you, and this podcast will get it going. So kudos to everybody and all the artists out there. If you guys are out there listening to my Lala, I call him. You know, I call Lala and Ra2musik is the two stepper. And he's always going to be my two stepper 8-4 rapper. And that's it. So
84 rapper.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, I'll forever
Lala,
rep this flag.
we are actually getting close to the end of our podcast, and I know that time is very valuable for you and everyone else as well. And I'm so excited. I can't even wait to get started on editing because I have a lot of ideas to push
I
and a lot of shortcuts to start promoting. The one thing that I was excited about was when Arlington had mentioned your name, and I said, "Oh my gosh, I am such a big fan!" And I'm like, I am going to promote and market the heck out of his music with this podcast once we get it going. And
thank
but
you.
I'm just grateful that Kalani is able to step in and help us with the podcast and be a part of this platform,
That's right.
to experience, yeah, the experience being able to be a host and have you on here. Again, we're so grateful to have you on. Is there any last words you'd like to say to all your fans out there and new coming fans who are going to be hearing you for the first time, and those who want to know where they can find your music, how to look you up?
Well, the music will always be on Ra2musik. And like I said, it won't be on YouTube for much longer. So you can still check me out on Spotify and all the other listening platforms like iTunes and all that. But I don't know. I think it's just keep God first and keep with your families second, and then probably everything will fall in line. But I just want to say again, thank you to you guys, Pulse of Polynesia, for having me on your. I really love you guys' platform too, and it's growing too as well. And I hope we all make this thing shine, and let this music grow. But anybody that's trying to pursue the music, just drop it. Don't even think about it. Just drop it if you're just trying it out. just drop it. You might love it. But thanks again for having me, guys. I'm grateful for being on the show tonight. I didn't even, you don't know how many doubts I had that I was going to make it through this hour. We were going to make it through an whole hour, but it was good talking to you guys and catching up with Pulse of Polynesia. I appreciate the knowledge that you guys are spitting on here too, because I'm actually learning a lot from our past history on here. Now I have to erase all the history that I learned from school because now we got this new history we got going on.
Mm-hmm.
But I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for having me.
No, thank you, Yosia. Yeah. If I guess I'll just say my words, I guess. Thank you, brother Yosia. No matter what you're going to say, Ra2musik, I'm always going to be calling you the two-stepper A4 rep. But thanks for the opportunity for the Pulse of Polynesia to have the great opportunity to actually interview and have you on the podcast. And also that it's always a great moment to have artists like all the music artists on this platform. And then just to see the whole Polynesian community, no matter what, if you're Samoan, Tongan, Hawaiian, Melanesian, or whatever, all the artists that we see because of our legend Fiji, they always come together as one, always supporting each other as well, you know. And I guess my last word in Samoan, Iosiaratulala.
So yeah.
Other than that, thank you, two-stepper, always known as the Ra2musik. And also thanks, Leso. What quite an experience, incredibly an honor to be here as well with you to host this cast tonight. Just I want to say good night and make sure everybody's safe.
Am I able to screenshot?
Yes,
yeah.
Go ahead.
Let me just screenshot real quick so I can promote this thing. All right. Thank you. Gotcha. All right.
To everybody out there, have a good night. And as always, to God be all the glory. All right, guys. Good night.
So before Manuel.